I was watching a comic book stores. What is it, like comic book stores flipper channel this week, the other day, whatever. And one of the guys there was saying, "Oh, we sell Lafufu, fake Labubus, right?" And the weird thing is that Labubu, if you know these weird dolls, right? They actually are made in China, and the Chinese company that makes them is so pissed off that other Chinese are actually creating fakes of them and selling them, right? And the other thing about those Lafufus and Labubus, what are you going to call them? The chemicals in them to make that plastic or rubber is actually toxic. They're all right on their own, but if you have in a small room, right, and you have them all open in a small room, so parents, right, or even if you're an adult and you're a fan of them, right, and have them, and that's all good, but like just remember that if you have them in a room, in your little display room, whatever, or in your bedroom, or what have you, and you have about 5 or 10 of them open, there's a lot of toxic chemicals in the air around that. And I'm not just saying that because I actually, keep an eye on what's going on in China because of communism. I like to know how communism works when it's really being practiced like it is in China. And so, being with toys and being a toy collector and so on, not that I care about Labubus, right? But just the things around them. Yeah, they're saying, that's the thing they've been saying coming out of there. It's like this chemical. If you have too many of them in the room open, it leaks. It leaks toxins. And now that there's fake ones, well, I guess there'll be more. There'll be, I guess, more toxin in there. It's the same thing. There was this other this other stuff like this a while back, a couple years back, they used to leak. I mean, not leak, but the chemicals to make the the toy the way it was. If it broke, the toxins would get out. It was like some sort of squishy ball thing that had like gelatinous stuff inside it. But the weird thing was that people are going, "Oh yeah, this is a fake, so I'm going to sell it as a fake." But once you start saying that, do people trust you over other things? Right? So if I start saying I'm against AI art, which I am, but then I start selling AI art, right? Then, and then I, I start producing AI art, you'd say I was a hypocrite, right? And so I've right from the start said, like, we are human, we create human art, right? And that's it. And so if you're buying something from us, as whatever, merch, comics, posters, cards, stickers, it's actually someone here who's getting paid to make that, or is waiting to get paid for making that, right? For drawing that up with the Kickstarters and so on. But yeah, I just find it really interesting how, retailers are now selling fake, right, Labubus, but they're okay with that, knowing it's fake. It's like, wow, like what? How do you like, the usual thing? How do you sleep at night? But I don't, well, most will say, right, because I make money. But I'm like, is it really, and this is just my opinion, right? Is it really worth it though, right? Putting fake stuff out there, knowing that it's fake, and they go, "Oh yeah, but I tell people it's fake." Okay, so when that child when your kid takes that fake thing to school and the other kids bully them, which happens all the time. You know, kids get bullied all the time, but you just give them another reason to be bullied. Your daughter, you know, because I know it's not boys who are going to be getting it. Labubus, right? It'll be really weird that little boys are getting into Labubus. It's like playing with dolls, really, at that stage. But because I've seen the design of it, like it's basically for girls. But then you got all these men buying it so that they can, you know, males, grown-up males buying it because it's like brownies. It's like My Little Ponies for grown men, Labubus, right? But the sad part is like, so if you then give it to your child to take to school, because kids always take this stuff to school, and I learned the hard way: do not take shit to school that you love, because other kids will steal it or break it out of jealousy. And I lost a lot of my precious things because of school. Like I lost my Tommy Tron 3D, you know, my favorite ever game, handheld video game. This is way back in the 80s, probably about 83, 82, because someone stole it out of my bag. After I let them friggin' play with them, right? My classmates, hey, enjoy this, you know. And they didn't around and steal it from me, and that was it. Never saw it again. And I've pined over it ever since. You know, longed for it and kicked myself forever since. But yeah, but the thing is that you don't want to give your kids, give other kids any extra, reason to bully your child. Right? Kids get bullied enough. My dad told me, like, and I put this in the chat when I was watching it. It's like my dad told me he got bullied as an adult male, right, in his 60s at that time, by a child of 10 or 12 for having a fake. Because when we go to, there's like, I don't do this anymore, but last time it was like 14 years ago, something like that. Yeah, about 11 years ago, it was like a tradition for me to buy a fake soccer shirt. And it was just fake soccer shirts for about $5, $10, whatever. And my dad used to do that as well from Fiji, right? Because they have them there and nobody can afford $160, $300 soccer shirt in Fiji, right? And you're lucky if you do have one, it's because somebody from overseas brought it to you, or you have a very, very high paying job, right? Or you saved up forever for it. It's like a Rolex, basically, at that stage. So, yeah, so my dad got told off by a kid because he was wearing it because the kid was a Manchester United fan, where my dad's from, right? So, and my dad was like, yeah, I just got told off by some kid the other day for having a fake soccer shirt, and now I'm not going to wear any fake soccer shirt. And so, so he gets gifts of like real soccer shirts and stuff like that. And because he doesn't buy it himself, so it's either mom or my brother or my sister who buy it, every now and then. And it's like they're a couple $100, so it's not like every day you're going to get it. It's like birthdays or for Christmas, something like that. When it comes to me for gifts, I just tell my family, you know what I like, I don't care how much it costs, but that's all. So anything related to pop culture that's on sale, just remember, remember me. Right? If it's half price off, then 100% off or something, 50% off, 70% off, just remember me. Right? That's all. You don't have to worry about how much you want to spend. I don't care about how much you spend. I don't care about how little you spend on me. Just if you think I will like it, and you know what I like, go get it. I don't want a $300, $200, or even $50 product if you can buy that for $1. Right? That's the rule in my family when it comes to gifts for me. Not that it stops them, right, from getting me expensive gear, but it's like they know that, you know, where my heart is always at when it comes to the expenses. So yeah, and so yeah, I mean, imagine being a 6-year-old dude getting told off by a child for having fake gear, and if that kid could be, that adamant about saying that to an adult, what do you think kids are like to other kids, right? But the other side of the coin is this: that if you've spent all this research on the material, on the design, you're paying artists, product designers, and all this stuff, and then somebody just is like, oh, you know what? I'll just sell fake stuff. I'll just rip it off and make a parody of it. Yeah, I'll get away with it. Just change the name a little. And then turn around and go, well, we're a comic book company. We publish art by other artists. We do art. And then you go, well, why don't I fake your stuff then? Right? Because that's the other side of the coin, right? If you're going to fake other people's stuff, you're going to parody other people's stuff, then other people will do it to you. Honestly. And this is why, like, one of my, for me, being online and stuff, and social media, I try to stay in my lane as much as I can, right? And kind of like if you picking targets or whatever, you're never shooting down, you're always shooting up, as they say, because you're not picking on the little guys, you're picking on the big guys who are actually abusing the system, right? Or the little guys are trying to shit on other little guys. So yeah, I couldn't understand that the retailer would have fakes stuff in his shop and sell it as fakes to his customers. But the other side of the coin is this: so what if, right? Then that person knowingly then goes across and sells it as real to somebody else, right? And then that guy, and then now, and the guy says, well, he doesn't say, well, I bought it as a fake, right? I knowingly bought it as fake. He goes and tells the new guy who bought it off him, he's like, well, I bought it from this store. You can get more. And now you got to market around fake stuff. Or the guy goes up to the retail store and goes, hey man, I was told this is real. I just found it's fake. Right? And so, this is why, like I was saying, I just said on there, it's like I have, because of thrift stores and because of online sales, I will end up with fake Lego bits. I bought a whole friggin' box, which was classed as Lego, and I could see there was actual Lego books, right? And actual Lego in the box, in the container that they were showing, in the photos and stuff. And when I got it, 50% of it was fake, but I still got those real Lego, booklets and stuff, as well as like all the other real ones. But it's like all this because I was after the Minecraft, and the Minecraft was friggin' fake. I'm like, I paid an extra $50 for freight because I thought I was getting a good deal, and like I ended up with fakes. Now, rather than like throwing it away, I could either give it off send it over to the thrift stores, which I've done, and wrote on the box or on the plastic bag, fake Lego or fake bricks, not Lego, and leave it at them for free. That'll be at least. Or I can just have it there and use it as like fillers for missing pieces that I have in my own set. Not to sell, not to do, because I just don't sell Lego. I don't even sell action figures. I just like Lego. I either give them away or as gifts, or I just keep it for myself. Right? I don't sell them. And so, you know, having that all that fake stuff, I'm like, yeah, I can't really imagine giving that fake sets or whatever to my family members, because, you know, to my niece or nephews, because you know, that just doesn't feel right to me to give it to them. I would rather go and buy brand new ones, which I do, right? And go, here, you guys can have this Lego, right? And I bought your set here, and so on. And rather than selling the, you know, the mixed lots that I buy and build myself and put it on my display, rather than giving that to them, I just buy them brand new ones.